Hi, I'm Marianne and I am the owner of Microsoft Dynamos and Thrive Admin Services. Today I wanted to share a really handy tip in Microsoft Word that I use all the time whenever I'm working with a document, and it's activating the Pilcrow in your document so that you can see all of your formatting marks. So let's jump in and have a look. So I'm just going to switch to my screen and you can see we've got a blank document here. So the Pilcrow, for those of you who don't know, is actually the formatting marks button. And what it does is it shows you all of the formatting that you're applying to your document as you type. And you can use it both as you're working in a new document or in an existing document where you want to fix something and it's not working quite properly. So in Microsoft Word, as usual, I'm working in Word 365 on a Mac on the desktop version. So some of the buttons may look a little different to the way you're working, but in the ribbon itself, these tools will all be available. So when you open up your Word document, you'll automatically open up in the Home ribbon. And across here are all of your formatting tools. So you've got your editing, your formatting, your paragraph stuff, and then we move on to styles and your add-ins. So we're working in this section here at the moment, and the button is this one here, which looks like a backwards P. So when you hover your mouse over it, it will say show or hide formatting marks. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some filler text in. Okay, so what I've done there is I've popped in some standard filler text so you can see what's on the page. When I click the show hide formatting marks, who's also known as the Pilcrow, that's his technical name, when we hit that, you'll see that suddenly the document looks a little bit different. And I'm going to zoom this one a little bit for you just so you can see this a little bit more clearly. So what we get is, and it is a little bit tricky to see, there's a blue dot between every word, and it sits right at the edge here based on the font that I'm using. So there's a little blue dot, and that blue dot is your space mark. At the end of each paragraph, when we hit enter or do a hard return, for those of us who worked with typewriters and did typing classes, then you see the Pilcrow is here. Again, you can see where I hit enter to create a space between them. We've got the formatting mark again, and this lets you know that there is a hard return there. So something that you can do occasionally is do a soft return. So if we wanted, let's say we change the spacing. So if I highlight everything and we go layout and I make it 6-point spacing, so you can see it's got that nice gap between it. If I decided that I wanted this particular section here to start directly underneath, I don't want that spacing, I would hit, using a keyboard, I would do Shift Enter, and that puts it this way. So you can see what that does is I've got a little arrow here, and that shows us that it's a soft return, or I think there's another technical term for it. I always call it a soft return. So it almost effectively treats it like it's still part of the same paragraph, and it hasn't applied that 6-point after spacing until the end here. The other thing that you can see when you have your Pilcrow switched on are your page breaks and your section breaks. So working from the toolbar, if I go layout and breaks, all of these page and section breaks, which I'll have another video on shortly, I have another video available for you. All of these, when you add them and apply them to your document, have a different formatting rule or formatting mark that you can see. So we'll start with the obvious one, which is a page break. So when you put a page break in, it obviously, the point that you've put your mouse in, it moves all of the text after that to the next page. So this is what you'll see. Now, when you don't have the Pilcrow on, and suddenly you go, oh, okay, well, I just want to type here, and then you go press down and you go, oh, hang on, no, there's all this white space. Why is it doing that? Without having that Pilcrow on, you can't see. So anything I type here goes on the next page. Anything I type before the page break this page, anything I type, I'll literally put my cursor at the very end of where it says page break, and it automatically pops it to the next page. Without seeing that that's there, there's no way you're going to understand what's going on. Likewise, if you are one of these people who does this, please don't be one of these people, who hits enter all the time to get their text to the next page. I love you, but I hate you. If you don't have the Pilcrow on and you then do another test paragraph here, and then you go like that, and you go, oh, I'm just going to type that. Hang on a minute, why has this moved down? By putting your Pilcrow back on, you can see that every time I hit enter here now, what I'm actually doing is pushing all this text down. So the Pilcrow is a really, really handy tool in that sense. It will also show you when you've got, when you insert, let's go back over here to our breaks. So when you insert a section break or a column break. So I'll go through all of those, and I've got all of those covered for you in another video. But without being able to see them, and this is why I find this such a valuable tool, without being able to see them, you don't understand why when you go into a new document and type in it, suddenly the things don't work the way you thought they should. So for me, I always have this Pilcrow switched on every single document I work in, and it's invaluable when you're formatting. It's also really handy when you're trying to apply formatting to a certain section of content. You can see what breaks you need, what spacings you need, and you can make sure that you're applying them to the correct sections and that they're not being copied to other ones. So I hope this video has been really useful for you. Just a second, I'll stop sharing that screen. So I hope that video has been really useful for you. When you're working in Word, you should absolutely turn the Pilcrow or the formatting marks button on so that you can see what your document is doing in the background and why you may not be able to type where you would like to. If you'd like more tips and tricks like this, then follow Thrive Admin Services here on YouTube. You can subscribe to our newsletter at thriveadmin.com to get more tips and tricks and other resources like this direct to your inbox. You can follow Thrive on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, or you can join our free Facebook group, Microsoft Dynamos, where we share more resources like this and include some live training sessions, and you'll find us on Facebook under Microsoft Dynamos. Have a great day.